Remember when Southwest Airlines was the airline that did things differently? Well, those days are officially over. In a shocking announcement that is making waves throughout the travel industry, Southwest Airlines is completely changing their business model. From charging for checked bags to introducing basic economy fares, here's everything you need to know about the massive changes coming to Southwest Airlines. And more importantly, how these changes are going to affect your wallet. Hey there, so welcome to my very first ever live stream. There is such a big announcement across Southwest Airlines that I thought I would come on here and just talk about everything and not exactly put, a produced video together. If you're new here, my name is Asai. I am a travel agent and the owner of CEnicviewstravel. I specialize in luxury and all-inclusive vacations. But I thought that we could just sit down, have a chit chat, and go over everything that's going on in Southwest Airlines, everything that was released today, this morning. And if you are a Southwest loyalist like myself, I live in a big hub. I really want to know what your thoughts are down in the comments. We are going to get through this together. Again, this is my very first ever live stream, so I want to hear what you guys think. I got my notes here that I am going to be referring to because there's a lot of info to go over. So sit back, relax, and let's go over everything going on in Southwest Airlines. So some of the things that we're going to cover are going to be some new baggage policy changes, some fare structure changes, the changes to their rapid rewards program, and this is huge, their flight credit policy changes. We're going to dive into a little bit of their seating change, their assigned seating system that they're going to be going into, and then some of the distribution changes that are coming in the future. So first things first, let's start with the big one that came out this morning, the change to baggage fares. This one's a big one for me. I live in a Southwest hub and I love Southwest Airlines. I love the fact that they give you 2 bags free. It's huge. Well, this is going to be no more. So the previous policy, let's go over that. All passengers received 2 free checked bags, and their marketing slogan, they've used bags fly free for the past 50 years. And they never charged any kind of a weight fee for anything under 50 pounds. So they're a new policy. This is effective for any flights booked on or after May 28th. I have no idea how they're going to police this unless, maybe we'll dive into that in a moment. Okay, the new policy effective May 28th is that only business select fares will receive 2 free checked bags. A-list preferred members will also receive 2 free checked bags. A-list members will receive 1 free checked bag, and that's only for the flyer. So none of this counts for the additional people flying with you. Southwest credit card holders receive 1 free checked bag, and there's no, they haven't released any pricing information on what to expect for what the fees are going to be. They have stated that these fees are going to be in line and competitive with current airline providers. So I would think anywhere in the $35 to $50 per bag range, or at least for the first bag. That's all we know. This is a fluid situation. We've got about 2.5 months until this does go into effect. Something really to note about this is, like I alluded to a little bit earlier, is that it's going to only be if you're A-list preferred or A-list or a credit card holder, any of the free bags are only going to be for you, not for the rest of your family that travels with you. So for example, I'm a family of 4. That means I am a card holder. That means my 1 free bag, my 1 bag will be free, but for my husband and my 2 kids, I've now got to pay for them. And that's an additional, up to maybe $150 added to our ticket price. And you know what? I'm going to actually sort of stray from my timeline that I'm going to talk about here and just say, has anybody else noticed the absolutely insane prices for Southwest flights? I mean, they are out of their minds. I feel like they've gone completely bonkers and insane And this is now just like adding to it. You know what I want to do is I want to find this quote that I read earlier from the pause, pause. Let me find this because it's really sad. Let me find, okay, I've got it right here. All right, so where did it go? No, I don't have the original quote. Okay, so basically I think it was the president of Southwest came out saying way back at some point last year, I think like the beginning of last year, beginning of 2024, he was like, Southwest has always maintained that bags fly free, and we know that our customers like us for this reason and a whole bunch of other things. They like the open seating, they like this, they like that. Well, now they've changed their seating policy, which I'm going to dive into. Now they're changing their baggage policy. It just feels like, as a Southwest loyal consumer, that they are doing everything they can to just make a profit and not make their existing customers happy. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm going to go back to what I was going to talk about. All right, so now we're going to move into the evolution of their fare structure, because this is a new change as well. And so the previous structure were they offered 4 fares: Business Select, Anytime, Want to Get Away Plus, which to me is still a relatively new fare that they only introduced maybe, I don't know, like 2 years ago. And then Want to Get Away. Want to Get Away is being their, lowest base fare. However, the policies within Southwest have always been you can make changes, you can receive travel credits for those changes, or your points back, things like that if you booked on points. So their new structure is going to be Business Select still, which is they've built it a premium experience. Anytime still, which offers flexible fares. They're keeping Want to Get Away Plus, which they're considering their mid-tier level, but they're introducing Basic Economy, their new restrictive tier. And here are the things that will be restricted. There will be no flight changes. There are no standby options. There will be no advanced seat assignments. We're going to dive into seat assignments a little bit later. And you will have, if you receive flight credit back from rebooking, there will be a 6-month flight credit expiration. Previously, several years ago, after COVID and everything, Southwest actually made travel credits never expire. It was amazing and just such a welcoming treat for their customers. And I don't know, I'm feeling pushed away. I don't know about you guys. I would love to know. So, now you can book this new Basic Economy fare with very restrictive rates. You can't, I guess you can't rebook. Now I'm coming to a revelation here, because it says no flight changes. So that to me means that you won't be able to cancel and rebook like you always could and then receive your refund in the form of a credit. I'm assuming that this means if you have to cancel, you will get a flight credit, but it expires within 6 months. It's just such a bummer. Okay, let's move on to the changes to the Rapid Rewards program. So this is only going to be Rapid Rewards in terms of if you earn rewards through flying. So their previous earning structure was for Business Select, you would earn 12 times the points. Anytime was 10 times the points. And Want to Get Away, and I believe Want to Get Away Plus, both were earning 6 points per dollar. So not a ton is changing here, except for their now lowest tier. And it's interesting because I noticed this change when I was looking at some flights last week. Let's dive into the changes. So Business Select is now going to be going from 12 points per dollar to 14 points per dollar. That's great if you're flying Business Select. Not many people are. Anytime is still going to earn 12 points per dollar. I'm sorry, not 12, 10 points per dollar. Wanna Get Away Plus is going to stick with 6 points per dollar. But the new basic fare and currently for Wanna Get Away fares is now only earning 2 points per dollar, which is a 67% reduction. It's huge. It's huge. If you are someone that relies on booking flights and flying to earn those rapid reward points, this is a big, big shift if you fly Wanna Get Away. It's basically pushing, I think what this is doing is pushing people to book their higher, more expensive fares instead of their, more base, now their basic economy. Now their basic economy fare. Okay, additional changes coming to rapid rewards. They are going to be, and they're actually already moving to dynamic reward pricing. So, they already have. I don't know exactly the full details on how this affects anything, but it seems like if you're flying at a higher, from what I've gathered in my research, if you're flying at a higher, high travel time, let's say spring break coming up, and you're looking for flights for spring break, I think that the new structure is going to be that it's not necessarily per leg anymore. Like you're not going to find, the closer you get to travel, you're not going to find those like cheaper legs. I think they're all going to be like the same dynamic, expensive price instead. Peak versus off-peak pricing implementation. They're already doing this. I talked about this a few minutes ago when I mentioned how absolutely insane Southwest pricing has been. I was trying to take my family on a cruise this spring break before we had to cancel. And prices for flights from BWI to Miami were more than the cruise was going to cost. It was going to be $4,000 for 3 people because I have a companion pass. Please explain that. Please explain that. Anyway, all right. Flight credit policy overhaul. The previous policy was that flight credits had no expiration, all credits were transferable, and you had full flexibility on changes. So their new policy, I'm learning new things as I go because I just typed notes so quickly. Standard fares are now going to have a 12-month expiration on flight credits. That new basic economy fare is going to have a 6-month expiration. Basic fares are going to have non-transferable credits, which I think that's still the policy. Maybe that's new. I don't know. I'm not sure. And any change is also going to have a fare difference that applies, which that's also not exactly new. All right. Seating. Goodbye, open seating. Some people love it. I don't mind it. Some people hate it. And a lot of people are really excited to see this change, but coming soon. And I believe that they said third or fourth quarter of 2025. They are moving away from the previous system of open seating, boarding groups by A, B, or C, and they're getting rid of the early bird check-in option. And the new system is going to give you assigned seating, of course, except for that basic economy, that brand new basic economy fare. They are going to offer premium seats with extra leg room. And there will also be priority boarding options, which they do offer priority boarding now for a fee. And they are expected to charge fees for seat selection. So how do you feel about that? Weigh in on this now that we've had a few months to ruminate on the open seating now to assigned seating policy. All right, and then finally, and I'm just going to try and make the rest of this pretty quick. I've been blabbing on for a while, but distribution changes. So Southwest.com used to exclusively sell Southwest flights, and there were no third-party booking sites. But their new model gives you the ability to find Southwest flights on Google Flights. This has been in effect now for a little while. They also have a partnership with Expedia. As a travel agent, I highly, highly, highly recommend you do not use Expedia. If you want travel help, I am more than happy to help you. I have a quote request form down in the description for you to fill out. I'm happy to help you find everything that you need. I can typically find the same or better pricing than Expedia for the service that Expedia does not give you. So anyway, and then they are also expected to have additional online travel agency integrations as well. And they're also in the process of changing Southwest Vacations to a new Southwest only vacation booking partner, not booking partner, booking site. For me, this is a big downside because I have a lot of clients that live in the Mid-Atlantic region. BWI is their home airport, as it is mine. And this is a huge shift for me because I don't think that this means I will be able to book Southwest packages. That doesn't mean that I can't book Southwest Air into a package, but it means that I will not be able to book into Southwest's new booking system, if that makes sense. So these are some huge changes coming to Southwest Airlines. I would really like to know what you think in the comments. Do you like these changes? What changes do you like? What changes are you upset about? I think you can tell which ones I am upset about. This is just huge for a large family who is flying. But if you found this information helpful, please like this video and please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. I like to bring this content to you, and you guys liking and subscribing lets me know which videos you like because I can tell where you subscribed from. So have an awesome rest of your Tuesday, and I will talk to you guys soon.